welcome to Back Issues. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
And I'm Ben.
Today, I thought it'd be kind of fun for you guys to choose which book we're going to do. They're both Superman stories, but I know neither of you have read either of these stories.
Okay.
So I'm going to toss them out there, and then whatever we don't do will be another episode.
Okay.
I've read both of them.
Yeah, I know you haven't, though.
No, I did. I spun around the world a couple times, turned it back, and read all of the Superman stories.
What's one of their titles? Alright, so the first one up is by Jeff Loeb and Ed McGuinness. It's called Superman Emperor Joker.
I've never even heard
2000.
of this.
All right.
Okay.
The other one is Superman Hunter Prey. It is the next
Superman Doomsday on the side.
Alright, Superman Doomsday Hunter Prey.
Oh.
In which it's the return of Doomsday after Cyborg Superman throws his asteroid into space
Oh.
in the reign of the Supermen.
Wow.
I've definitely seen this cover.
It's elsewhere. I don't even think it's...
Yeah.
It's not even the cover for that event.
Is this just the cover for Doomsday?
It's just a cover that people drew. I think it's a Dan Jurgens cover, but
I
it's
vote
like...
for Emperor Joker.
I also vote for Emperor Joker.
All right. Emperor
outta here,
Joker it
Doomsday.
is.
Nobody
Later.
likes you.
This will be the next one up, probably. We'll see. I don't know. It'll be fun. This was sent to us by DC, by the way.
Oh.
So, this one I bought on Free Comic Book Day. I read it a while ago, like a long time ago, and I'm like, I should do this on Back Issues. And man, what a mistake!
Oh. When's it from?
About 16 years ago.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so the 2000s.
Yes, well,
2000,
exactly
2000. Yeah.
Superman Emperor Joker is, as I said before, written by Jeff Loeb with art by Ed McGuinness, who would make kind of a big splash in the Superman scene. He'd already done it, but the book that he and Jeff Loeb actually worked together on was a book called Superman Batman, which was an ongoing series that starred both characters, and they went on their own adventures.
Like the
and
Justice
stuff.
League minus
Everyone but the characters that you want to watch.
Yeah.
And they were really cool, albeit kind of silly,
Okay.
and were they were like DC's period of the Jeff Loeb, Ed McGuinness era. Jeff Loeb and Ed McGuinness would also do a Marvel book called Red Hulk. They would help introduce and create that character. And it has similar tone, where it was like high-flying comic, like schlock comic book stuff.
Okay.
But with the maturity of Jeff Loeb, who has written Hush, Long Halloween, Daredevil Yellow.
It's not what I expect you to say.
Ultimatum, stories that we both love and loathe.
Yes.
But, I mean, they're serious stories.
Yeah.
They're not just a walk in the park.
No, there's nothing serious about this,
Okay.
except that it is gravely serious.
What?
It's serious subject matter, but it's played off.
No,
seriously?
the other way.
Oh.
It is ludicrous in its execution, but the stakes have never been higher. So, all right, to get a feel for Superman Emperor Joker, we should talk a little bit about the Joker as a character. In the New 52, when Scott Snyder took over for Batman and was kind of establishing this new era of Batman,
Yeah.
when he did his first Joker story, which was Death of the Family, we were all kind of like, holy shit, we're going to see Scott Snyder's Joker. And we're going to see what that means. Because the first time we saw Joker in the New 52 was when, like, the doll maker or whatever cut the Joker's face off.
Yeah.
We're like, are they going to keep that? Are they going to get rid of that? Like,
Yeah.
there's room for all of it. Who knows? And they kept it, and Snyder wrote a crazy, amazing story that, I'm not too thrilled with its execution at the end, but I still think it's solid. I think it's a good entry in the Joker, mythos. But that said, it also pays homage to all the Joker stories that took place before. And that's kind of interesting because everyone agrees that the Joker is Batman's best villain.
Yeah.
But no one can name more than 3 great Joker stories. There are a lot of them when you actually go back and think about it. DC is hyper aware of the fact that oversaturation for the Joker is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
And they even knew it in the Batman animated series, where everyone loved the Joker, and the reason why you loved him is because when they used him, it was really awesome.
Yeah.
And kind of a surprise. You're like, oh, a Joker episode, as opposed to like, sure, the Joker again, why not?
Right.
Emperor Joker is one of those stories that is the reason you have an embargo on Joker stories.
Oh.
So that you don't have
Stuff like this. This sucks.
Aw.
And I remember hearing about it, like when this is during my gap in comics.
Oh.
And later I went back, after I got back into comics, I'm like, okay, I hear I missed Emperor Joker. I wouldn't say I missed it. But let me tell you, holy damn. It's basically your run-of-the-mill Superman story. Superman faces adversity, and the odds are stacked against him. But through it all, with a little bit of grit, determination, and Superman
strength,
gumption,
flying and heat vision,
he ultimately defeats the bad guy and wins the day. Mm-hmm. That's what happens in Superman Emperor Joker.
Okay.
How do we get there?
Yeah, how does the Joker fight Superman?
Now that's a great question.
Does he get kryptonite or...
No, he does not get kryptonite.
Oh.
I don't
Does he
even
just
think...
put other people in terrible plot devices where they will have to be rescued?
He does that, but not to the point you're trying to make.
Is Superman wearing a black costume?
Yes, the story opens in a fucked up version of Metropolis, and Superman is public enemy number one. He's a bad guy.
Oh.
Or at least the public thinks he's a bad guy. And he doesn't remember being Superman. He doesn't remember the world as it used to be. He only remembers the world that he is in right now.
Okay.
And the world that he's in right now is a really weird place in which Bizarro Superman is the Superman of this world. And there are other members of the Justice League who are like flipped Bizarro versions of themselves. Like Aquaman is literally a fish-headed man.
Oh, that's cool.
And
no, that's not cool.
No, that's still cool.
I don't know, that big fin on his head, that's weird.
Well, no, that's
more
how...
like a literal fish.
That's how you make him look cool.
Yeah, I guess.
yeah.
Look, he's still Aquaman, but we gotta make him look badass.
You know, like Wonder Woman is a bad guy, and Lois Lane is the Lex Luthor of this world.
Well, they both have double L names.
Yes. And, of course, like,
Good point.
Lois Lane is Superman's greatest love.
Right.
Lex Luthor is Superman's greatest nemesis. Whatever.
Okay.
So,
And now, Lex Luthor is Superman's greatest love.
if they had done that, no. Lex Luthor is in this, but he plays no part. He doesn't do anything interesting.
Is Lois, is she a reporter still, or...
No, she's a,
she's
like,
a real estate
megalomaniacal
magnet
being.
or whatever.
Yeah.
She owns it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
If she ran the Daily Planet, that would be great.
No, she just, like...
And Superman has, like, stubble.
Yeah,
like
well,
like
that's to indicate that he's been there a while.
And he's been too busy to shave.
Did they use Bizarro? Because Bizarro's kind of like the Joker in color scheme.
I mean, he is, but no. They used Bizarro because the world is fucked up, and Bizarro is like a fucked up version of Superman.
Right, when the world is fucked up,
Like,
you
Superman
would have
is...
Bizarro running around.
Yeah. Superman is just basically locked up, and every day he breaks free, and then Bizarro stops him. And that's kind of his existence. And people believe that he's like a murderer.
Okay.
And Superman doesn't know the truth, but he knows in his heart that he's not a murderer and that he shouldn't be
Right.
kept in
Right.
shackles.
Right.
Like, I don't feel like a murderer.
Yeah, and he
You
doesn't
tell me I am.
And he doesn't know that this isn't like the world that he should know.
Okay. Well, what does he remember?
He remembers that
How do you think he got here?
he doesn't think he like he's just like I don't
Does he
know
have
how
amnesia?
he seems to have amnesia.
Okay.
And no one else is
that
explaining
Archie?
it to him?
No, it's Jimmy Olsen.
Oh, okay. He really looks like Archie.
Jimmy Olsen in this universe is Bizarro's #1 fan, and you know,
Yeah.
like he's a joke and he's dumb. That's enough of explaining what this is.
What?
Here's
You
the
haven't even
chase. I'm
explained
cutting to the
anything.
chase. This book is
Okay.
awful.
So you
Okay.
set the stage,
Throughout
but the
this-
Joker hasn't even showed up.
Well, because
yet.
like the world is fucked up, right? And
Right.
Superman's all like, "What's happening? I'm a bad guy, and Bizarro's a good guy, and the Justice League is made up of like Looney Tune versions of my friends."
Even though so he remembers who the Justice League are supposed to
No,
be.
he doesn't know that.
no.
He just
Damn,
knows
That's
they
what
are the
we're
Justice
saying.
League. I'm just saying.
we're
that.
being him.
I'm being his like inner consciousness. Like
You're being the reader.
yeah,
You're
exactly.
like, God damn
Like,
it.
what's
what is
happening?
Everything's all screwed up.
All screwed up. And
Oh, hey, is that Lara or Kara? Or what?
it's Matrix Supergirl.
What?
You know, the one that's an alien that looks like Supergirl. That's the Supergirl-ness.
Okay. From the Doomsday,
Death of Superman.
the
Yeah.
story. Yeah. Okay.
Mixia Spitlick shows up periodically throughout the story, and he is portrayed in different incarnations of his design. Like, when you first see him, he's the new cartoon version of him.
Okay.
And you, as the reader, know that's him.
Yeah, you're like, oh, God, damn it.
Jesus.
Oh, no. He is in charge. He's the reason why everything's fucked up.
Right.
But he's trying to stop this from happening. And but he keeps getting, like, interrupted. Like, he gets hit by a huge train. Like, cartoon-esque obstacles befall him that prevent him from reaching Superman or stopping any of this from happening.
Okay.
And as it turns
the
out,
Joker.
it's the Joker. Mixia Spitlick talks to the Joker when Mixia Spitlick has his powers. And more or less, they have this weird interaction, and Joker convinces him, Mixia Spitlick, to give Joker his powers. 99% of his powers.
Why?
Because a conversation with the Joker is so confusing, you can actually agree to that.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Joker...
Like, I'll give you my powers, and then you give me
the pubes.
and then I'll give you the 5.
That's
and then you give me
literally
the powers.
how much thought goes into Joker getting Mixia Spitlick's powers.
Okay.
The fact is, the Joker is a grand tricker of people. Like, he's like Loki.
He tricks him.
He tricks him and he gets his powers.
tricks him somehow.
He tricks the trickster.
Yeah.
No, he is the trickster. Or he's the jokester.
He
He's
switched
the
the
jokester.
samples.
He switched the samples. No, because Mixia Spitlick is a zany huckster character.
Yeah. How does he get?
But when he
swindled
meets
by
the Joker, you know, that's absolute insanity. You know, Spitlick has his own kind of code. You know, when he goes to Earth to bother Superman, Superman has to trick him into saying his name backwards.
Yeah.
And he'll go back to his dimension.
But there are rules.
There are rules, and Mixie doesn't kill people. You know, he's not a monster. He's just a jackass.
He's like a cartoon antagonist.
Yes. I mean, he's an antagonist from the 40s.
Right.
Who they kept for some reason.
Yeah. He's like the Great Gazoo.
Yes, he is like the Great Gazoo.
That's exactly it.
Yeah. Or if you're a Marvel fan, the Impossible Man. So...
Or Spider-Bite.
Who?
Spider-Bite?
Who's Spider-Bite?
I don't know who that is.
Spider-Mite? Something?
Batmite.
Damn it. I was in the right universe originally.
Yes.
I switched it.
But you switched it.
Fuck.
You switched the samples.
You switched samples too.
It was me. I did it. I killed my wife.
It was you?
You killed Lance. What?
I'm just
Still laughing at that.
So the world sucks. Okay. Superman is trapped in this Mobius strip of a life where he's the bad guy and lunacy prevails. But and it's not an alternate dimension or an imaginary tale. The world itself has been altered by Emperor Joker.
Okay.
Or the Joker with Mixie's powers, which allows him to fundamentally fuck up how everything works. And he's like, this is fun. He's just doing it for his amusement.
Just to fuck with people. Yeah.
And at one point, before he establishes this new world order, like, you know, he runs into Lex, and Lex is like, I'll live in your world if you let me keep myself. If you let me be who I am.
Oh.
And so Joker's like, sure, for now, that's fine. So Lex is like in Joker's chamber with him. Joker has like a weird throne room that has Harley in it, and Lex Luthor is there. And, you know, he's like...
Is Batman locked in a cage in this throne room?
No.
Is Batman in this story?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, because I was going to say, if there's some weird world where the Joker is ruling over everything...
And there's no Batman.
And somehow he's not sticking it to Batman the whole time...
Right.
I don't buy it.
Yeah. We don't see Batman for a long time in this book. Instead, Superman runs into this mixy version of the world's Steel... Because Steel is very popular, or they want him to be very badly. And
in an alternate universe, perhaps.
And so Steel and Superman team up because they're both they're both fundamentally aware, I guess because they're tethered to reality, maybe because they're so grounded as characters.
It's because they're so tethered to each other as Supermen.
Right. But regardless of the reasoning, they team up to try and do what exactly they're not sure, but they know they need to stop whatever's happening. And in fact, every time that Superman breaks free of his prison, he goes to visit Lois Lane, and Lois acts like Lex Luthor. So she's like, "What do you want? You superpowered oaf? Like, what are you doing here?" And Superman's like, "I don't know. I know you, but I also don't know why. I just feel like you'd help me." And she's like, "I thought wrong." And she builds like anti-Superman, contraptions and suits, and she has the vested interest in destroying Superman like Lex Luthor did.
Right.
This is a nightmare book.
It's a nightmare
Yeah.
book. It is a fever dream of a comic. because for the first 3 issues, they make no attempt to explain or contextualize this universe.
Right.
And
What the fuck
Superman
is going
isn't
on?
even aware that things are necessarily wrong.
Right. So you're just adrift in a sea of madness.
And they're just having you accept everything you're reading at
That's
face
right.
value.
And no one in this universe is like, something's wrong!
Right.
Superman is just like, I feel a little uneasy. So, Superman ultimately
Maybe
winds
this
up...
was a fever dream.
Right? It feels like it.
And Jeff Loeb just wrote it down.
Who's this guy?
That's the Riddler.
Oh.
Yeah, Joker calls up a couple of his friends from Arkham and, makes them part of his menagerie.
Yeah. Okay. And they're looking at the world from above, and it is a square, so it's like Bizarro World.
It is like Bizarro World.
So Joker just was like, I could make my own version of insanity, but I'm just gonna copy Bizarro World.
I'll put
But
my
he did
face
make
on
the
every side.
continents his face.
That's true. He did do that.
And they're,
guess
one's
there's only
icy, one's regular mountainous.
Yeah.
And there's only so many shapes you can use. It can't be a sphere. It's gotta be something different.
Yep.
And what's it gonna be? A triangle?
Yeah, like a pyramid maybe.
How about a dodecahedron?
Yeah, that'd be weird.
That's a lot to draw.
Yeah,
And-
that's harder to draw than a big cube.
And McGinnis has his work cut out for him because he's got to draw all this fucking bullshit. So Superman kind of figures out through running into Mixie. Eventually Mixie breaks free for a few seconds. And he's like, "Superman, this isn't how it's supposed to be. You got to get to the Watchtower." So Superman and Steel and Lex Luthor or Lois Lane team up more or less because Lois is like, every time she's near Superman, she's like a little bit more of the real world kind of invades her mind. At no point does she go, "Clark." Like, there's no moment.
Right.
That's the thing, is that there's no action. It's very effective in that everything is fucking weird and confusing.
Yeah.
Right.
And frustrating.
If you
Because
want to be frustrated.
well, you want to be
read
frustrated
this
by
book.
madness. If you want to know what it's like to kind of feel like you're going crazy, read this comic. Because it's really like that. Because no one at any point, gives it to you. No one says, "This is wrong." They're just like, "I think things are wrong, but who could tell?" And Lois Lane is consistent in her newly remodeled character, where she's like, "I don't trust you, Superman, but I think I know that there's something wrong here, and, Lois Lane is one to profit from other people's, tragedies, and so I'll be there at the ground floor to help you get wherever you're going, because I know that there'll be something
In it for her.
in it for me."
Are they trying to go for an Archie Comics look here? Because you got
Well, that's Superboy.
Yeah,
At this point,
he's dressed in a burger costume and he looks kind of like Jughead.
well, that's a Bob's Big Boy.
Yeah, but it's like an old style diner.
Yes,
and Lois kind of looks like Veronica here.
I mean, it could be an Archie thing because Archie is ridiculous and cartoony, but
Yeah.
they
be an
also
homage.
they were all kind of
Yeah.
made around the same time. Like Superman and Archie kind of come from the same era,
Right.
So the idea of putting Superman characters into a cartoonish Americana
It's gonna look
universe
like-
is going to look like Archie.
Yeah.
Did Ed McGuinness ever draw Archie?
No, if he did, it was like fan art. He wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd say
Okay.
yes. Right here.
Yeah, here it is. No, Superboy and Supergirl have their own arc where they are also dealing with the madness of their universe and
Okay.
trying to escape from it, but not being quite aware why they're trying. And it's pointless.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
They do stuff, and who cares? I really don't. And it was work to muscle through all that. But Joker eventually kind of explains the details of his nefarious scheme. And his nefarious scheme is very simple. It's to keep this book going as long as humanly possible.
Right, to prevent Superman.
And by the way, there's no cleverness where he's like, no, this book that you're reading is crazy.
Right.
Now, if Grant Morrison had written it, I guarantee you it would have been a very different book that would have felt like eating peyote, but...
It would have been also kind of trite in that way.
Well, it would have been...
Right? Because, like, you're reading a book. Ah!
Morrison did that more often than not, where he would have his protagonist address the reader. And he would have definitely had Joker do that at this point. But Mixie more or less explains the plot. He explains how he met Joker, and Joker tricked him into giving his powers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we got a whole expository double-page splash of him explaining, like, to Superman what happened and why.
He tells the Joker that it was his idea, or he tells Superman it was his idea to give the Joker a
Yeah.
little bit of his power,
Right.
just for laughs.
Mhm.
But then the Joker tricked him
into giving him 99%.
Yeah, but he revealed his secret name by accident. Because
Yes.
the Joker tricked him.
Mhm.
And once he could do that, then
Then all bets were off.
I guess, yeah. All right.
So
Sure.
the funny thing is, Mixie's like, well, I'm capable of handling this power because I'm from a different dimension
Right.
where we have this power, and you're not, and it's in the hands of the Joker. The fact is that universally altering power has a cost, or rather, changing reality or causality puts a strain on the reality that you're altering.
Okay.
But not a strain on the person that's altering it?
No, not really. I mean, they have the power to do whatever they want. It's just that, like, the universe doesn't want to be altered.
The universe
It's not a
has
sentient
laws
being.
and
It's
orders.
trying to put itself back.
No. It's more like if you use something too much and it eventually wears away and breaks.
Yeah.
If you stretch the universe too far,
Oh, so he's breaking the universe.
he's breaking the universe.
Oh, so
That's
you
why
you can't just be like, well, eventually they'll figure it out. Like, no, like the longer this goes on, the worse it is.
That's right.
Okay.
And Mixie is like, Superman has to stop the Joker because I think that the only one who can stop the Joker is Superman.
Okay.
Because
And
I believe in him.
I really don't want to deal with a broken universe.
Well,
that shit is hard to return.
yes. And Joker reveals that the reason why he's fucking with the universe is because when he got world-altering, universe-altering power, he discovered there's no God. And there's no point. And that the universe is random. That life came out by accident.
Okay.
And that offended him.
What?
And...
No, that's right up his alley.
Yeah, no, he always thought that he was, like, railing against the order of the universe.
But now he knows there is none.
Yes.
So what's the point?
Yes.
Well, now he realizes that he is the order of the universe. The order of the universe is chaos.
Yeah. But...
So he's just as conventional as fuck.
Right.
And he
Except
doesn't
he's
want
also altering the universe, which is
Yeah.
going to destroy it. Later on, they find out that it is going to destroy the universe, and they tell him, like, you gotta stop! Because eventually, by reaching the Watchtower and going through some ridiculous trial, the super team of Superman, Steel, Superboy, Supergirl, they all kind of revert back to who they used to be.
So now they can fight.
Yes. Like halfway through the book, they regain their consciousness, and now they can react to this setting that you've been reacting to for the last 5 issues.
Right. So it's like a weight off your back.
It really is. Like when Superman shows up, I legitimately felt that swell of hope that anyone in this universe would have felt by seeing him.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, oh, thank God Superman's here to save me from this comic.
That I'm still reading.
If they meant to do is brilliant, I know they didn't, so it isn't.
No, it would have happened sooner.
No, but you need it to be so dragged out because you're like, will this ever end? And you know it will because it has to, but you're also like, God, but when though?
But at the same time, that can't be the climax.
No.
Because you still need to see your character go through struggles and then reach the climax.
Yeah, Superman has to face the Joker.
We got a whole lot of book left.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Let's do it.
yeah. I mean, the rest of the book is just people reacting to the world around them, being like, oh, this place is fucked up.
Is that a Joker fish?
Yeah, the ocean's full of Joker fish.
Cool.
Because,
Because it would be. Because why not?
it's a little homage to the Joker actually changing
Exactly.
the fish, yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah, that's how I feel.
who's this pink-haired girl?
That's Lois Lane.
Oh.
She has not been changed yet.
Oh.
Eventually, they face the Joker,
Okay.
and
How do you face someone who has reality-altering powers?
he lets them.
Oh.
Just ask all the Avengers and people from Marvel that had to fight Thanos.
Yeah, Thanos wanted them to come to him.
Yeah. Well, they didn't though. Didn't Thanos like basically undo himself?
Oh yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
But his hubris got the better of him.
Right.
Which I imagine will
Is
be
that
the
what
same thing that
happens
happens
to
to the Joker.
No.
Oh.
So, like I said, there's no Batman in this book. Well, about more than halfway through, okay. So, throughout the book, they have established that in this universe, or in this world, in this Earth,
Yeah.
there's these tortured screams that emanate throughout the world that everyone can hear, and then they stop. And Superman, when he regains his Superman consciousness, hears them and recognizes them and goes to this graveyard that Jimmy Olsen, who has been altered, has been stewarding the entire time. And
You couldn't hear them before?
he could hear him. He can give a shit.
Yeah, because he wasn't
himself.
He wasn't Superman. Superman. He
All
was
right.
When he
Amnesiac
gets there,
Superman.
he finds the corpse of Batman.
Yeah.
And he buries Batman in the graveyard.
Oh.
And he's just like, look, Batman's dead. And I'm living in this world. Superman at no point thinks like, well, we'll just fix it. Like,
Right.
I'll get Mixie to fix it for me.
Right. It's
But
like, no,
he-
everything's fucked up.
He buries Batman, and then Superman leaves, and then Batman claws out of the ground.
Immediately claws
What? Ah, no!
Why? Why does he? Why
Because
is he okay now?
the Joker has been killing Batman every day and resurrecting him.
Oh.
He's killed all the time
Okay.
and resurrected.
Okay.
And he keeps the memories of his deaths. So he's going crazy.
Yeah.
Does that also happen to him when he's traveling through time from the Omega Sanction?
No,
Does he relive that?
he does not.
No, I just meant like, not he's reliving that here. I meant like, doesn't he live a whole bunch of lifetimes?
Yeah,
and
but
then
they're all
die at the
different
end?
versions of himself.
And he never
No,
remembers
he
that?
doesn't like.
Not really.
He doesn't relive the same stories that
No,
we're reading.
when he goes from like cave Batman to like 19th century Batman, he doesn't remember being cave Batman.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah. So when Superman hears Batman resurrect, he goes to get him,
Uh-huh.
and Batman's like, "Hey, I'm having a real hard time here. I don't know if you know this, but like I'm dying every day."
If only he was uncontrollably laughing.
Yeah, but no, Batman's still got his shit together. It's just that he's losing it.
Yeah.
And then for
He's really
everyone's...
upset.
He's not losing his mind as much as he's giving in to despair.
But then for everyone's nightmare, clowns come out of the ground in the graveyard.
Well,
and start to attack them.
that's what happens to Batman. He's attacked by.
That was the next attack. Like Batman was put into into the ground, and so when he resurrected, the Joker, like program that was set to kill Batman. This
Right,
now
it's like,
now
let's
clowns.
do zombies.
Let's have
'Cause
zombie
he's in a
clowns.
graveyard, so there we go.
Yep. So then Batman and Superman defeat them, and
Right.
at one point, while they're in the graveyard, Batman looks behind Superman and sees real Gotham.
Oh.
And he's like, "Oh shit!" And they're realizing that the more that they fight against the Joker, the more reality starts to seep in.
Like
Okay.
the super people returning to them for their former selves.
Yes, exactly. Later, they'll wake up the whole Justice League, and they will do nothing.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I mean nothing important because it's a Superman book. Batman only kind of does stuff, in as much as he's the focal point of Joker's madness, and
Right.
Superman goes through a weird arc in this story where he doesn't wake up Lois. Like, Lois is not returned to her former self.
Oh.
But they kind of reason that Superman's main motivation, the thing that makes him unstoppable, what makes him always triumph,
Yeah.
is the knowledge that Lois believes in him. Like, Lois's belief in Superman.
Is it... It's not that he knows that Lois believes in him, but it's the fact that she believes in him. So it is her belief unbeknownst to Superman.
No. He's aware of it. No. Because when Lois says, "I don't believe in you," that shakes his confidence and it makes him ineffective.
Okay.
I see.
So,
What a chump.
yeah. So then, well, because it's his love for Lois and their marriage and their connection to she's his connection to humanity, and it constantly makes him fight harder. Like Superman will fight the hardest he can for humanity, but for Lois, he'll find that extra reserve to defeat whatever is
Like when
absolute.
the Flash runs a little bit faster.
Yes,
He
I mean, I
tries
guess
a little bit harder because of Lois.
more or less.
Like actually making it like matter a little bit.
Yeah,
It's just like an exaggeration of what people
yeah.
feel for people they love.
Yeah, it's the Hulk's strength. The madder he gets, the stronger. It's just
The
The more Lois is in
the
danger,
more Lois is in
fights.
danger
the more effective he is.
and needs Superman, the more effective he is.
Yeah.
Sure. All right.
So, cut to the chase. They go through this weird situation where Superman is put on like an I Love Lucy era or Nick at Night era time TV program,
Okay.
and he's forced to like go through these weird, like sitcom-y, trite story arcs that are for the Joker's amusement and whatnot, and he like kind of forces events in the story to make it so that he is killed, so the Joker's like narrative will force him to die, and when he's killed, Joker death doesn't mean anything to the Joker and his world connection,
Right.
So
Because there's no God.
yeah, but there is the Spectre, and so when Superman goes to nothingness or space or whatever, the Spectre's there, and he's like, Superman, you gotta fix reality, you gotta fix everything, you gotta fix it. The Joker doesn't know I'm here yet, but he will now, because he's gonna go get you.
By the way, I've seen Batman like 10,000 times, but I can never grab him.
Weirdly enough, there's no point where he's like, Batman keeps popping up, we'll just wait for him to show up. No, eventually...
He's been telling me how his days go. There's some fucked up shit.
Yeah, you would not believe it. So, Superman says, like, I'll try, and then Spectre becomes Joker, and Joker's like, I've got him. And they more or less... So then Lois believes in Superman, blah, blah, blah. And they try to convince the Joker to, like, knock it off. They're trying to, like, appeal to him on some kind of, like, real level, where they're like, stop. And I think behind closed doors, with, like, only his entourage on hand, he reveals that he is aware that what he's doing is going to break the universe.
Wow.
And there is a rational reason, or a justifiable, in his mind, reason for doing it. He's not just like, fuck universe, her. And it's kind of bizarre, and it's a really interesting interpretation of the Joker's character, because no one's gone there yet.
Mm-hmm.
When the Joker discovers that the universe is random,
Yeah.
and that there is no God, the Joker basically says that a universe that would allow someone like him to exist deserves to die.
The Joker.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's like, at the stroke of whatever time I determine, I will destroy the universe.
I mean, couldn't he say that if God was real and he's like, any God that would allow me to exist deserves to die?
Then he would want to kill God.
Yes, as
Which
opposed to
you would think
this,
he
where he's like,
couldn't.
I'm going to unmake everything that is and ever will be, because the universe is an unfair, cold, random place.
Right. And
That allows a monster like me to persist to the point where he can achieve godlike status.
Right, and the only thing you can do about that is to destroy it.
Yes.
Because there's no one...
There's no one to
like-
get revenge on. There's
Right,
no one
there's-
to answer for the crime of his existence.
Right. So everything must go.
Yes. So then, ultimately, Superman tries to reach Joker, and he's, dealing with him, and...
The thing that galvanizes him is he accidentally kills Lois on the TV show.
oh, well, like,
He flies away with her really fast and he breaks her neck.
Well, he keeps doing that. Like,
Ah.
Superman's powers make him afraid to use them throughout the story when he was,
Okay.
like, not... Like, that's what killed... That's what makes him a monster when he was wearing the black uniform.
Ah.
And, yeah, no, he constantly is
Accidentally killing people.
accidentally killing people or accidentally using his powers in an irresponsible way or in a way where he didn't think to not use his powers. And so, as
Okay.
such, like, they die.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right.
Like you normally would.
Yeah. They actually do a really
That's
cool...
kind of interesting. Yeah.
interpretation of that in the Justice League cartoon show, where in his nightmare, his powers go out of control, and the more people that he kills, and the more his powers are, running amok, the larger and more monstrous he becomes.
which means he has less and less control over it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Superman ultimately winds up like dealing with the Joker on like kind of a one-on-one basis, where Joker is, this huge guy standing in space or whatever, and Superman is just Superman. And Superman winds up basically saying, like, you could just unmake all the things that bother you. Like, you could just make Batman go away.
Mm-hmm.
And, in fact, like, you could make it so that there never was a Batman.
Right.
And Joker's like, yeah, I probably could. And he's like, you know what? And I will, because fuck Batman. Because ultimately, Joker acknowledges that, like, Batman is kind of the thing that makes him the most frustrated.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he's like, just make him not exist anymore. And Joker's like, okay, he doesn't exist anymore. And Superman goes, who doesn't exist? And Joker's like, Batman. And he's like, damn it, wait a minute, I shouldn't be able to remember. I willed it such that Batman shouldn't exist. Mm-hmm. Why do I still remember him? And because Joker acknowledges that Batman exists, still Batman does exist. So it doesn't, like, make it so that Superman doesn't remember, but Joker still does, and he just, he doesn't know who he's talking about. Like, it doesn't make it that complicated. It's just when Joker tries to unmake Batman or erase him from existence, it's that whole thing of, like, don't think of elephants. And
Right.
immediately think
And
of
then he
elephants.
takes it, yeah.
Like, that whole paradox basically dovetails into the universe becoming Batman. Like, basically, Superman's point is that Batman is your universe. That you are inexorably tied to Batman, and you can't have one without the other, and you can't unmake one without the other.
So he makes Joker's subconscious so much about Batman.
Yep.
The universe reflects it.
Yes. And it is in that, like, moment of weakness that Mixie's able to get his powers back.
Okay. But how? How does he get his powers back?
Because
Mixie
Giant
still has,
Batman.
because
What does he do or
Mixie
say?
still has 1% of his
Right.
powers back, or his
Right.
powers, and it's in this period where Joker feels weak and doubts his own power and ability
Uh-huh.
that Mixie can then slip in and kind of, like, reclaim his power.
By, like, touching his forehead with a chakra point, or having the Joker say something, or he just takes it?
Yeah,
So he just needed the Joker to be, like, distracted?
more or less, and also doubt his own ability.
Ah. Okay.
So, yeah. Emperor Joker is just, like, it's more like Cosmic Joker. Like, he's not Emperor of anything except everything.
Right.
Which is not really...
Well, it's God Joker.
Yeah, it's God King Joker. But there's no, it's weird that they went with Emperor Joker, I guess, because it sounds cool.
Well, because, a Joker serves a king,
Yeah.
like, or a jester does,
Right.
I should say. So,
Yeah.
he's in the throne now.
Yeah. But because he's an absolute ruler, he's not a king, he's an emperor or something.
Sure.
But anyway, they established that, like, Superman and Mixie, like, kind of together, but more or less, like, Mixie uses his infinite powers and Superman, like, helps kind of guide him to refix the universe. And Superman's like, doesn't the universe have, like, a finite amount of material with which to make the universe? So when Joker broke shit, shouldn't we run out of stuff to make the universe out of? And Mixie makes some kind of half-hearted, like, reference about how the universe fits on, like, the back of a... it's like there's so much vastness of the universe that, like, rebuilding it was a snap. Because there's so much more out there than you think.
So, yeah, we broke it, but, like, doesn't matter.
Well, there are parts of it that are irrelevant to you.
Yes.
So I just destroyed those and remade them to fix the parts that were broken.
That's right. And
Those planets that are just covered in, like
gas.
I wrote over your bad
Jupiter
save there.
and I removed it.
Yeah, we don't need that anymore. No, I
Yeah.
made another Jupiter.
Out of some planets, you didn't give a fuck.
You didn't
What
even
I
know.
did was I made every planet 0.01% smaller, so no one would really notice.
Yep.
But there'd collectively be enough mass that I could fix.
And as
all
you
the
know,
things
there's
that
no
were-
grand clockmaker, so no one's gonna complain. So Superman, it's funny because Mixie's like, okay, so now everything's back to the way it was, and I'm gonna like snap my fingers and make like kind of everything wake up or start over
Right.
from the point of like
losing my
disturbance, like
powers,
when and Superman's like, yeah, that's all you're gonna do, right? You're not gonna then turn me into a chicken or do some stupid thing. I have no patience for Mixius Plitnik adventures. You're gonna go back to your dimension, and that's it. And he's like, yeah, dude, this has not been fun.
Yeah.
Okay,
no,
bye.
I learned a lesson here.
Because remember how I make you say your own name?
Yeah.
I'm gonna Rumpelstiltskin you and rip you in half.
Kiltensey bye, blink, and he leaves. And so he's like, oh, by the way, and Superman goes to talk to Batman, and Batman is broken.
Because he still remembers everything?
Yeah, he kept the memories of his 1,000
They
deaths.
couldn't fix that?
They didn't fix that.
Why not?
Because
they fixed
like-
everyone else. No one else is going to remember anything, right?
Yeah, that's right. But because he, but the Spectre shows up and he's like, no, you can't unmake those memories. Those memories occurred, and he kept them.
No,
and
each death is an analog in time and
Right.
in reality.
he doesn't even attempt to explain it even that depthly. But like he says, like there's nothing you can do about it because the memories that he experienced have to go somewhere. And so he has to keep them and continue to be broken, or else some total sap or selfless person will have to take on the memories of all of Batman's deaths. And Superman's like, well, I need Bruce, so I will take them. So then Spectre's like, here you go, and gives and basically puts Superman's memories. Like, he gives him Batman's memories. So Superman like experiences all the things that Batman went through, and because Superman is not human, it doesn't break him.
Well, because I'm Superman.
Yes.
He's mentally even more
Super
than
Batman.
than a person.
Wow, that's pretty shitty.
I mean, it's supposed to be
Batman's
sweet.
fucking weak.
The Spectre makes a point where he's like, he is a human.
Right.
And any human would break.
Hey, guess what? Before Kryptonians came to Earth, they were pretty much humans.
Yeah,
So
they
eat a dick.
They were just normal people.
Yeah.
And it also means like, so like no psychological like torment could possibly affect Superman.
Right.
He's immune.
He's
Except
immune.
According to
for
this
needing
book.
the approval of Lois Lane.
His will is so strong that he can shoulder it. It's one of the most Superman things he could do in this book, where he's like he shoulders the burden for
Right.
his friend.
I'll take that
Yes.
for myself.
Yeah. And then he like rockets through the Daily Planet, like kidnaps Lois Lane, who's just working, and he's like, I just needed to talk to somebody who wasn't like miserable or stupid. And she's like, wow, that was like how cute. What a spontaneously sweet gesture. And he's like, yeah, and that's all. Because she doesn't remember, because she...
Yeah, but so
But shouldn't she have
memories had to
experienced
go
all that?
somewhere, right?
Oh,
There has to be a cost. Someone has to take those memories.
don't
no,
understand why that
just
is.
the memories of death.
I don't... Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe
so
that-
nobody else died.
No, I guess not. And Joker is back in Arkham.
And then he goes back. I guess
A
he was
drooling madman. It's almost
there.
implied...
Does he remember?
Yes. Well, like, he kind of remembers, because he's... The only thing he says over and over again is Emperor Joker.
Oh, backwards.
Yeah. Like Mixus Spitlick.
Rorep
Rokej.
Rekoj. Yeah.
Yeah. But you also see the Spectre in his eye, so it's like, is the Spectre punishing the Joker?
Oh.
Like, probably.
Could be.
Stupid. Emperor Joker is a fucking nightmare
Interesting
for
art.
everyone.
They get to draw lots of cool stuff.
That's the thing, and that's like one of the strengths of getting like someone like Ed McGuinness. Now, by the way, this was a Superman event. It took place over many different chapters. Like it was Superman and Adventures of Superman and
Oh, wow.
Man of Steel, and those people who worked on those books had to participate. So like DeMatteis had to write a story in here, and like, it wasn't just Jeff Loeb, but he
was the architect.
he was the architect of the event. Exactly.
I think this is one of the few books where even though it's really fucking bizarre and there are parts where it's like, fuck this,
Yeah.
I would still read this.
Well,
Really?
you are welcome to it. And so are you at home if you want to kit up a copy. It's in the little description box below this video, and I will make it available to you to purchase. I will never read this again.
This seems like a book that would piss me off
It would-
on every page.
Every
Oh,
page
every
would
page
make you
just be
crazy.
like, what
Because
the
it's also
fuck?
full of different details that we didn't even get a chance to talk about.
Yeah.
That you'd be like, well, what about that?
Right.
But like I said, it doesn't matter.
Right.
And it doesn't go anywhere. Like, any of those plot trains never really reach the station.
When we get home, I'm just going to start reading this to you.
No, you're
I'm going
not.
to describe the panels and all
No,
the
you're
the
not.
things they're saying.
No.
When you go to sleep, I'm just going to start reading it to you in your sleep so you have dreams about it.
It's awful.
That would be a friend ending a moment
I will
right there.
shoot you with an arrow. I have.
Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, everybody. We'll see you guys next week with an all-new episode of Back Issues. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
And I'm Ben.
Keep on reading. Hey, you stayed to the end. You made it all the way through. We're in a little box. You can click the subscribe button down here. But while you're thinking about it, we're going to open up this cool package from Dylan. This is really, really cool. I'm going to check it out. We occasionally get mail at our P.O. box, which is also in the description box below this video.
This is like a post-credits scene right
exactly. Dear
We're in a
ComicPop,
Marvel movie.
my name is Dylan, and I am a longtime member of the population. Welcome. I've been meaning to send you guys a letter for quite some time, but have not managed to find the time until now. Also, as you can tell, I'm inclined to,
I've included.
now. Included.
As you can tell, I've included some random trinkets that I hope you will enjoy. I really hope to meet you guys at a con within the next year, since I only live in Delaware. It's not that far from New Jersey. That's true. New York Comic Con's
York
right around the
Comic-Con.
corner.
New York Comic Con, Garden State Comic Fest, and Connecticut.
Connecticut. That's probably the no, it's
that's
it's
farther.
souther. Yeah.
I'm saying like, yeah, but
But
like,
yeah, those
you
are
could.
the next ones that
Yeah.
are coming up. If ComicPop was to do a group cosplay, what would it be? Keep up the good work and the awesome content. Keep it coming. You guys rock. Snoochy Boochies.
Snoochie Boochies!
From Dylan. Thanks, Dylan. While we're thinking about the answer to that question, let's check out what's in here, because that's a great question. I have no
That's a
idea.
good question.
Ooh, pins. We got Spider-Man. We got Spider-Man, Hulk, Iron Man, Cap, Hawkeye, and Thor.
Nice.
These
Cool.
are cool. I like their logos in the back.
That's awesome.
Here, you take that.
So that you know which is which.
And we got, for the DC side, we got Batman, Superman, Flash, Robin, Green Lantern, and Wonder Woman. That's awesome.
Sweet.
Oh, I like these. And
What good logos.
You're just throwing stuff at me?
Maybe.
we got some cards. We got a Killer Croc. We have a Brain. Oh, it's Brain. That's my name.
Say it too much and then it sounds a name.
Ooh, a Talia card. That's cool.
Nice.
These are neat. I like the case.
They're in a yeah.
These are growing up with
mint.
Yeah, it's a mint. We also got look at this Lex. He is great. We have a couple of guys like this. Lex will be
You can go right up there with them.
terrific to torment them. Here's a little Hal for you.
Oh, little Green Lantern.
And two
Yeah.
tiny little guys. Got a little Spider-Man. Got a little Grey Lantern. Look, what the heck are
It's
these?
very small.
They're, things.
It looks like they
Maybe
go
they're
with
cake
something.
toppers.
Oh, maybe.
Or cupcake toppers, at least.
If you had like a whole bunch of those, you could do like a battle. You could do like a
Yeah.
whole scene on
Don't-
cake.
It's
Yeah,
just
and a lot of
Whatever.
cleanup.
Marvel Treehouse Kids Incorporated.
Nice.
Okay.
Cool. Don't tempt me. I would want to do that, and I would fall down that rabbit hole. All right. So, what would be our group cosplay? I mean, like, if this
Something
were
that there's 4 of.
yeah, if 10 years ago, I would have said like we'd do like a Firefly cosplay, but I don't want to do that now.
Fantastic
That wouldn't be
Four.
bad.
Fantastic Four would be kind of fun, I guess.
Oh man, we could totally do that.
Yeah. Get some gray going. I guess we do it like we could do it like a Justice League.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
Justice League. Definitely.
Justice
but like,
League wouldn't be
but
bad.
like the lame one from the 90s.
We could do Bat Family.
Well, I want to be
Bat
Blue
Family.
Beetle.
You could be Blue Beetle. I'll be Booster Gold. Then you could be Bloodwind.
Sure.
You wouldn't be able to be Bloodwind. And you could be Maxima. She tries to bang Superman because she's the only one who could. He's the only one who could like keep up with her.
Oh. There you go.
Anyway,
All right.
thank you, Dylan,
We'd have
for
to
these.
really think about it to give you an actual answer.
It's
Like,
true. It would take a lot
more
but
time than
I don't know. But if we run into you at a con, we will definitely give you a real answer. So
Oh, we could be Futurama characters.
that'd be, I always see those. And it's so hard to do.
It's so hard.
I've seen it done well, and I've seen the not that more often.
What about Avatar?
Oh, we'd all be blue cats.
No.
No! God damn it!
What's wrong with you?
I don't know,
Not that Avatar.
Yeah, I guess we could do that. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Thank you, Dylan. Bye.